Hello, it's me back once again with another episode of Microtopia. So in our last episode, we had set up our infrastructure, our initial infrastructure, our temporary infrastructure, I'm going to call it, over on the desert island, and we started shipping glass and copper back over to the mainland. We also unlocked a whole bunch of stuff, and we got some more stuff we're going to need to unlock this episode as well. But the goal initially, oh, can I pop you? There we go, is going to be setting up light bulb production so that we can get our next type of ant, which is going to be this guy over here. So over here, can I get this? Yeah, this is unlocked. This is unlocked. We're going to unlock this guy over here, and then we got to unlock this one as well. Amazing. So these guys are essentially immortal. So they start off as these pod worker ants, and then you load in a item on there, and then they become pod worker ones. All right, cool. And so that's going to be what we do next. And what's cool about these guys is we can kind of make them self-replenishing. But first we need light bulbs, so let's do that. So to make light bulbs, we need to produce some additional workshops. So for now, we'll put them over here. I think 2 will be good enough for now. And we're going to change these to light bulbs. Yeah, and those just take glass. And so these guys will come up and do this. What's going on over here, right? You should be on that road. Yeah. Right, so we need some pathing. All right, so we set this up, and then, yeah, we'll get 2 guys to go over here, so we'll just get another counter gate for 2. Let's pause, make sure we get these guys here. They're coming in right away. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Unpause, all right. So that will start this. Oh, and pause again because we didn't actually assign this to anything. Where are we landing? Where did our warehouse for the glass? It's over there. Okay, sweet. That's the baby one. That's fine for now. Because they are... Yeah, okay, we can grab a couple over there. How are we doing for food-wise? We should be able to get the 150 with what we have here. We would just need to make this a little bit heavier. I also noticed I don't have an old path on this one, so let's also take care of that by putting an old gate over here. And these guys are... They can go over there, right? We're also going to set up an old path, an old gate over here, and an elder trail to that as well. And then what we're going to do is grab... We've got 3 on there now. If I put 5 on there, maybe... It might be okay. We just have to watch the... where it's grabbing food from, because as you can tell already, it's actually run out of food. Where are we grabbing this from? We're grabbing from over here. So I got a bunch of problems. Let me pause for a second. Get these guys sorted out. What else is going on here? We are full up on these boys over there. We will make a large stockpile, which we unlocked on the last episode, for all of that stuff over there. Fantastic. I think I saw down here there was also, yeah, this is full. So we'll get that going there. We also can set up, we didn't set up concrete manufacturing, so that's something we're going to want to check out as well. And did I have any other issues here? These guys are done picking stuff up there. Get that sorted in a second. But I could have sworn I saw some metal. Yeah, this one is almost full. So we can grab a big one here instead. Yeah, and then this one is attached to these 2 here. So we will change the target for those 2. And we'll just get rid of this. Okay, so that will solve for all of those problems. And then hopefully we get over the 150 mark here. And yeah, get some more folks going this way. Yeah, meanwhile, we do have concrete. So we can also get smelting some concrete somewhere. Now, a lot of this is kind of temporary. Like, we'll rebuild it later on. So I think what we'll do is... We've we've got these guys going here. We've got nobody on this line right yet. That is for this. That's less important anyways. We have a problem over here. Alright, that's fine. Small problem. Let's go check on our other island too. Just make sure nothing crazy is going on over here. Oh my goodness, what happened here? There's too many diggers on this side. Okay, so we can, that's easy. We'll go into our blueprints here. We will set up another blueprint over there. And we will simply split this path that away. And then, yeah, some of you guys can come over here. So that we're not wasting time, wasting lives, wasting mana, whatever you want to call it. All right. Because there is quite a few of you guys. Can probably split you up another way too, right? Do I have anybody getting iron here? Or copper, I should say? No, right? Let's get copper going over here too. It seems like we have enough folks to do that. All right, cool. So these guys are coming to come over there. We don't have to worry about old paths at the moment for these ones. Yeah, a bunch of these guys. These are all full already. Okay. So you guys can all go that way. Yeah, because that's already all full up. These are all full up as well. Sweet. Okay, well, that's good because we'll get a lot of glass and off of there. So that's nice. Yeah, this path over here also needs to be redone later, so I'll take care of that. But that's basically just the collection for those little guys to go around and get as much stuff. I'll maybe go over here and get the copper later on. We also have these we need to get later on. But I think that's where the concrete's going to come in handy because we're going to be able to bridge. We're going to be able to build bridges. Yeah. I'm going to turn into the real civil engineer and build a bridge at a later date here. All right, so we now have, why do we have, why are these here? Why is this happening? What happened over here? Why are you guys not making, I set these to be, oh, it's, well, folks, there comes a time in your lives when you realize you're an idiot. I'm an idiot. I set this up to be glass shards going in here. They need to be glass. We haven't even started making the glass yet. So yeah, let's shut this baby down. We'll have you exit off of there. You guys are old and dying anyways. We also didn't put an old path on here. Nothing is good about this. Nothing. So we'll put an old path over there. We need to expand our situation in order to start making some glass. We haven't made the glass yet. Oh my goodness. My goodness gracious. All right, so we're gonna set up another load of grouping over here. So what we're gonna do is set these up kind of back to back like this. All right, these ones are gonna have a little space. And then, yeah, some of these are going to be for glass, and the rest are going to be for concrete. So give me a second. Let me just set up this lineup over here as well. Okay, so I just set up a system over here for glass and concrete. So those will go. We can change these to be, just make sure they don't grab the wrong stuff. But that will start getting us glass in that. In there. All right, this is apparently too close. Okay. I have to make a little bit more space here, apparently. This little... Oh, all right, you guys go over there. So this is apparently too close. That's fine. We will actually do a split here anyways. And get those guys to go there. All right. So that should... You not go that way? There we go. Okay. That's gonna do that. What is going on over here? This is too close as well. Oh my goodness, folks. Come on, folks. You can do it. What did I do here? Oh god. Oh god. We need to make this a little bit farther out so that they can go around. Yeah, why aren't you going there? Alright, let's make that as... Okay. Oh god, okay. Oh, and I didn't add that there. Okay. I think we're good now. A little more confusing than I thought it was going to be. What's your problem? Oh, you've got nothing in here. That's why. Okay. So you go that way. You're coming here. Oh god. All right. Why do I always make these things more complicated than I need to? Why? Okay, I think I got everything sorted out over here. My voice is getting really high again because I'm not sure. That's okay. All right. I think this is fine. We got glass now. We got glass now, which means we can now open this up again. All right. So now we're gonna have some light bulbs over here. Okay, goodness. All right. Meanwhile, over here, we need food. I really need to get the capability to get the everything. Everything needs to be done. Oh my god, what's going on here, guys? What is going on here? Why are so many of you bringing me food? Let's put a small stockpile over here, because it seems like a lot of people are bringing food here. I don't know why. I don't know if these guys won't drop that if we put this here. What we'll have to do is a little so that he'll go in there. Okay, goodness. Okay. Okay, we got that sorted out. We're gonna start. Why are you still not? Oh my god. Why am I this way? Why am I like this? Why? Why am I like this? All right, we're gonna send this back over here. I didn't change the resource. All right, now we will get some of them. All right, so what we could do while we're waiting for those to be built is we can set up the first area where some of these guys will go. We'll go to the farthest area down here. This is where we're gonna get food. The first thing I always get these guys to do is grab food. All right, so let's set up a little pathing system through here to grab all of this food. Right, so I've set up a little path here. This area's not that big, so we'll see how we go here. We might actually just set up another one going out this way as well. It's a little bit less convenient. I don't really want them coming all the way. Yeah, it's fine. All right, we just want to get as much of the food as we possibly can. Right, so we will we'll set another counter gate going out this way. All right, so that's our first little one. We'll set up more of these in anywhere where there is food, and any existing ones. Ooh, so much science. Any of the existing ones we'll kind of take over later. This food is just not being maintained at all. We really need to get to the next stage of our lives here sometime in the near future. But I want to start and just take advantage of all the food locations here as much as possible, because it's going to be important later on to do that. So we'll continue to kind of branch out to all these areas over here. And then what we're going to do is, so the way these guys are going to work once we have a couple of light bulbs is we're going to construct them. So first thing we need is an assembler. And so we're going to put an assembler like up here somewhere. What is going on over here? You have a light bulb. Why do you have a light bulb? You also have a light bulb. Why do you have a light bulb? What happened? What happened? You got switched to that. Oh, you bastard. Okay. That's fine. All right. We got this going. That's fine. We got our first couple of light bulbs. It's all good. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's just going to be fine. Okay. So we got our first couple of light bulbs going. Gonna wait for a few more to come in there. But basically what's gonna happen is this guy here is going to first create the pod worker, which is just taking one little ant and a light bulb. So we're gonna connect this bad boy to here. And then they're going to come into another one of these assemblers, somewhere maybe around here. And they're gonna get their light bulb installed. The reason why I'm putting it down here is going to be obvious in a second. Am I actually out of fabric? Out of fabric? Could I possibly be out of fabric? I'm out of fabric. Huh. I'm making too many flyers, I guess. Yeah. Well, I'll be. How many flyers do I have? I have just 11 drones. Not that many. I'm just not making enough, or has this been... No, this is still working. We'll change it for another one just in case. That's still going. Okay. I don't know why we went through. They don't seem to be getting anybody over here yet. Okay, yeah, thank you for the report. We don't seem to be getting anybody coming up this far right now. Yeah, nobody's been making it over here yet. Are we not making enough babies? We might not be making enough babies. These guys are waiting for a while, so by the time they go through, they're usually filling this in. Yeah, almost every time. Every other one is going in here, so we're not making too much over there, right? So now he's going to fill this in. Would that be assisted by having a third one on here? No, I don't think so, right? Because they're just not... It hasn't quite hit the 150 mark here. Where are you going? You're going over to this area here. Okay, so I think we might need to shut this off for now. Yeah, we'll make up for that shortly anyways, so it'll be fine. But we need fabric. We need fabric to be built. Yeah, because this doesn't work until that happens. But in any case, we're going to make them over here. They are going to then walk over here. We can actually use the elder trail because they'll be considered old when they come in here. So we're going to use an elder trail to walk over here. When this is built, we will get it set up, but then this guy is going to come out onto here, and they're going to go in and populate these rows over here. And then what's going to happen is when they get old, they're simply going to come off of here and go right up back into there. So it's fantastic. So we're going to get another one over here. And another one going over there. And they're just going to continually replenish themselves, but they're going to build their own capacity here, which is great. So they're going to keep themselves fueled. So we just need to pop this guy's butt. And then wait, yeah, numbers are going back up a little bit now. Yeah, okay, we got fabric going in now. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is fine. We will be basically, what I will do is I'm going to replace all of these food channels that we've got going right now with pod workers. Or as many as we can, in any case. What's your problem over here? You are out of something? You're out of fabric. Yeah, that's fine. Nothing we can do about that at the moment. We're just going to have to wait for this to repopulate. It's going to take a little while, but it's happening. Yeah, should happen momentarily if this next... Yeah, because this is going to be filled now for a while because we're not making any flyers, so that will send all these folks out here and we'll start making stuff. Cool. All right, so this is done. This is that first series, and then we're going to like set them up in different areas, which will be fun. And then the way I think this will work, and I think this is where we're going to use the link counter gate properly, because we don't want to get too many of these guys. We want to be able to control, because if we make too many, what happens is we're going to hit up against this max population, and we're not going to be able to exceed it because we have so many permanent ones, because they count against the population. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But I think what we'll do is, yeah, if we take a link counter gate and we put that over here and we grab our elder trail here and we knock this down over here, we're going to start getting some guys over there. And so how many do we want? Maybe 10 to start off with. I don't want to overpopulate, so we're going to get with 10. And we're going to start that first. And eventually we won't really need to make these anymore for a little while. Like we'll make them purposefully for a specific case you'll find in a bit. But what the link gate does, if you saw in a previous episode, basically is anybody who passes through here gets linked for this little white line, even after they get upgraded. So if this guy, when this guy goes through and gets upgraded over here to this, he's still going to remain linked. So no matter how many metamorphosis he goes through, he's going to stay linked to that link. So this line here will never exceed 10 ants. So that becomes really important later on. But yeah, so he's going to go here. He's going to come down there. He's going to go now to this fully operational assembler, and he is going to get upgraded. So we'll just grab this one for now. And this will become super simplified once we get... what happened here? Oh, okay. Yeah, and we're going to change this into assembly worker 1, and they're going to start getting food, and they're going to basically replenish themselves with food, which is amazing. And where this will become much better later on is when we get... where is it? The smart dispenser somewhere up here, up this way. We're going to get the smart dispenser. Things will be so much easier, but what you're going to notice is, yeah, I can unlock these ones. That will unlock this, but now we need one of the yellow ones, which is going to be kind of the next evolution once we get through the iron worker ant, which is up over here, which we're going to be able to unlock shortly. We just need a little more science to unlock that. And then we'll work on the next piece of the puzzle. But yeah, let's watch this guy on his path. And a few more should follow because it will fill this link over here for all the old ones here. I think actually, why don't we... Let's reduce this for now, and then we'll increase it over time. I don't want to get too many all right away. But they're going to use up our light bulbs, which we have 17 of already. Nice. We only have 2 glass, though. Yeah, so we need to get more. More glass is required. What are you working on? You are working on iron. We are out of iron. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me just quickly take care of this, because that's a bit of a deal, because these guys are all dying. And we need some iron. So let's go over here and get some iron. All right, so I made a new mining path over here. That is one of the things that's a little bit frustrating in this game, just because you got to keep moving. You got to keep paying attention to everything that you're mining. Because that's where it's at. You got to move everything around. It's a little bit of a hassle. In any case, we are waiting for our first pod workers to come over. We got some people in line waiting to become pod workers. So they'll be limited for 5 for now, which is perfectly fine. And then we'll start getting these guys over there. And we'll start increasing that number once we catch up with the assembly over there. All right, but here's our first pod worker. So here he is. He starts off old, but he's got about like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to kind of get an item on there. And then these guys can live forever. So you can continue to upgrade them, replenish them. They're never going to die as long as they make it back in that 2 minutes and 40 minutes of old time to get back in here. The one big challenge of these guys as he goes into his little assembler to get his little bulb is that they do have a lot of downtime in between. So once you get in enough of them, it's fine because they kind of, like I said, they self-replenish. So he'll go in here, he'll take a moment to come out, and now he's a fully working ant. And then once he's got his light bulb in there, he can now do all 3 primary tasks. So you can get them to do all the basic stuff. So we got 2 on there now. They're going to grab food, and we're going to start getting grab food over here. And I'm actually going to change this over here so they're self-managing their own food, which is going to be fantastic. All right, we're going to move that there. Great, 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 great. Okay. Other things we got to work on are there. Cool. And so we want to keep moving this energy up. We need to bring in a lot of energy because later on we're going to be able to actually enhance this to level 2. But first we're going to have to get some level 2 stuff from the other side. But that'll be another episode. We'll deal with that later on. All right, let's do a quick check-in on the desert island. I think things are fine here. We might need to get... Yeah, we are filling stuff up over here. All good. Beauty. do we have from our collectors here? Yeah, we're going to start getting these guys back in again. Oh my god, how many have died? Yeah, that's too bad. Eventually we'll do some stuff with these guys. It'll be fine. You guys are looking for iron. You're out of iron from there. Not a big deal right now, to be honest. But we could go get some more. Yeah, the problem with this island is the spread of ingredients is pretty crap. And there's not even anything to... Oh yeah, there's one to mine over here, so we can get a mine over there and solve for that. So let's do that. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's... We'll split off some guys from here moving forward. And we'll get them over there. This will then link to that one in the future. Can I spare a couple of folks already? Not really. That's fine. More will be coming. The first one will go down there. That's all good. What are you waiting for? You're waiting for iron. We got that over there. So that's fine. We got plenty of screws anyways. It's fine. It's all fine. We've collected everything from this side as well. We could move it up here to get all this copper here. I don't know. I kind of want them to go and collect green things, but those are so far away that I'm concerned they won't be able to mine. Well, we can set up mining over here, I guess, instead. But all the glass here. Glass is the most important thing for us right now. We need to get a lot of glass. But, yeah, I suppose we could do that in a little while. That's fine. It's not super urgent. Glass is the biggest thing we want to get. We want to make sure we're continuing to get glass over here. We had a little slowdown on these guys for a bit, so that's a problem. But we basically want to build up a big supply of light bulbs for later. Because we don't need that many right now. We're just going to flow these ones in. But now that this link one here is done, you can see now it's linked to these 5. So we got 5 guys out here who are all kind of working away on food and getting us our food supply to go back up over 1,000. Which is going to be fantastic. Fill this one in over here. And yeah, we're still struggling to get our population up. Is it just because of this? I think it's just because of this. But we don't seem to be going any faster here. Suppose I can get one more guy up on here and see if that works. Just have to watch our food supply. Mama eats a lot. But each level of food is exponentially better. It's really hard to maintain the green ones early on. So that will be an issue to think about. All right, so we could use more guys on here, and we can also spread a couple more out somewhere else. How's my fabric doing over here? It's getting pretty low. Yeah, we've got lots of extra paths that we don't need. So that's something we'll have to look at. Gonna need to move these guys elsewhere, maybe over here. Grab all that stuff. And we've got a little more food here and here. Yeah, we're gonna need more of these guys in there. What we want to make sure is that these guys are all full when they come this way. Something is going on here. What's happened over here? Oh, that's not right. You should be an end gate. Let's hit the wrong button on that one. That's fine. All right, I think these can probably just be 1. Let's doing something a little bit differently on this side, just to kind of like get everything kind of spread out a little bit better, instead of just the direct gates. But I'm trying to get everything kind of centralized if I can, as best as possible for now. Since we're not in a rush, we're just kind of like saving this for later. All right, cool. Okay, and so now we can take advantage of this route as well. So, what happened here? We're on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Why aren't you guys connected? Huh. Something's gone wrong. All these guys should be connected, but they're not. And the reason why I see an X on this guy is because he's still got his light bulb on there, but that will die. in a second. Oh, okay. So this is not working as I would have anticipated it, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not doing it. Yeah, as soon as they get through a second time, it's not actually linking. I wonder if that's intended. So that doesn't follow the description that's here, unfortunately. Did we run out of space for screws? Looks like we ran out of space for screws. We had our screw district over here is full. Okay. So yeah, this is not working like I would think it would work. So it says in here, from a link gate perspective, where's the link gate? Link gate, link gate, link gate. So link counter gate, a type of counter gate that creates a link with an ant passing through. The link will remain wherever the ant goes, even when it's upgraded. The gate closes once a given amount of links is reached. Yeah, so that doesn't, that's not working the way it should be, because I got 5 linked here, but as soon as they get upgraded a second time, technically, they're being unlinked. But this one's still linked. Is that the first time you're going in? Yeah, so this one, that's your first time getting upgraded? Yes, all these ones that have gotten refilled at least once are now no longer linked. So that's a problem. Yeah, so this guy's no longer linked. So that's not working as intended. So something for the devs to look at there, because that doesn't make sense. What's the purpose of this? Because they upgraded it twice and now they're no longer linked. Yeah, see, now it's only got 3 or 4 on the link again. So that's a problem, because now they're just going to continuously go down there and not down the other routes. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, that's fine for now. What's going on here? How did I get counter gates here instead of end gates? My goodness. All right, that's fine. Like, we do need more of these guys. That's perfectly fine. We don't want to go like more than like 140 or so. So I'll just keep letting them get built for now. But I will cut this off in a moment. Yeah, so it's like slowing it down. So for a little while there's 5, but then they do get, yeah, it does get, as soon as they go for the second upgrade, they get delinked, unfortunately. So that's a problem. That's no good. So yeah, that's not working as it should. That doesn't work the way I would anticipate it. So that's unfortunate. So we're just gonna have to like manually manage that later on. Too bad. All right, well, we're just about full on these lines here though, so we can make some additional lines over this way. Why can't I go like into the wall or something here? Yes, we're just gonna we'll get 1 over there, and then we'll get a couple going over this way too. All right, I'm just keeping an eye on the number that we have here. I don't want to get too high on these guys. But we can get fairly high on them. We just don't want to like hit our cap if we're not getting Mama the amount of food that she needs, because that's going to be an issue in a moment. But we'll need old gates on these as well, and then elder trails that lead them back here. That should be fine. They can be a little bit longer. They have a little bit longer lifespan as old ants than some of the other ones do. So I'm not too concerned with the length of these yet. All right, so yeah, this is pretty much saturated. Where else do we have food? We have another food one over here. That's a little bit of a ways away, but we can send some over there. Maybe 3 over there. Yeah, that should do. Now this elder trail might be too far. Not sure. Might be. We'll see. But we'll get like 3 of them going off this way. And then we're just about at the point here where we're going to stop production on these guys. How many do we have right now? We've got 17, 20. Yeah, I think that'll probably be good until we're hitting this 150 population space here, which we're not going to do because there's no food. There's no food for Mama. All right, so what we're going to do, yeah, the one last one got in there. That's okay. We're just going to cut this off for now because The link gate is not working as I thought it was. It's not keeping the link once these guys get upgraded a second time. So I don't know if that's a bug specifically for these ones or if that's intended. A little bit weird if it's intended. I'm going to assume it's a bug. So, or just unintended miss in terms of the development of that one. It's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping that would be a nice little feature there. I can still use it later on for a similar purpose that we'll get into, but for now, that's not going to work for us for what we want it to do. We're just going to have to monitor the amount we have on here, but that's okay. So we do have now. We're now grabbing these areas of food. We do have also nobody grabbing food from over here at the moment, which is why this is going down so quickly. So I think we can go back. Yeah, is this being filled up? Yeah, we're approaching this here. I don't know why we haven't quite been able to hit this 150. I think we will eventually now, as long as we keep this full. As long as we keep the food full, I think we'll hit it. Food should now be going up in total as well. So that should be good. You know what we're doing too is kind of funky because we should just put a big guy here. Because we haven't replaced these big guys. And do all of that so I can get more food in there. All right, so that's fine. And I think what we'll do over here to make things a little bit better is we'll do a split path here. Because I am not as concerned. I'm not as concerned with this being full. I'm okay with that island running out of ants every once in a while. Not a big deal. All right, so everything else should be good. Yeah, the other thing we'll have to keep an eye on here is just volume of folks coming in here at the same time. We don't want to lose any of these guys once we make them. But you can see here, they have quite a bit of time, so they can wait for a little while. But that's why I say they're a little bit inefficient, because they tend to have a little bit of downtime. So unless you have a whole bank of these things going on, which we can do, we can kind of spread them out and have them all go into one later on, which is all fine. We might actually do once we catch up on fabric, but we're a little bit low on fabric as well. Which is the other thing we'll have to figure out here too. Is we need this. We need to get this fixed up as well later, just so we have more fiber being made. Oh, and that's why we're having no fabric, because we're not making any fabric. Yeah, always something to keep an eye on this game. So yeah, I would like to see this edge back into the thousands. But other than that, things are going okay. So we've got our first pod ants. We've kind of expanded our food routes. We need to regain food routes over here. And I think we are okay to do so. Yeah, I think I see a few ants going back and forth over there. So I think we can go ahead and restock this line again, the way we had before. And then we just need to, we're about to hit the 150. Can we hit the 150? Because that would be good, because then baby ants are going to be coming out here a little bit faster. So we're just on the precipice. We need to hit 7. Oh, we hit it, and we lost it. We hit it, and yeah, there we go. We're at the 200. Okay. So here's where it becomes kind of sticky. This is where it becomes really hard to get past without getting upgraded food pods. So that's what we'll focus on very, very soon. I don't know if we'll do it on the next episode. We'll have to see. But in any case, what we can do, and what will be important, is we can now unlock the ironworker ant, which gives us another way to build folks and get them going a little bit older. And that's going to enable us to then unlock the smart dispenser in a bit as well, which will be good. Yeah, lots of good things. But we're also going to have to unlock all of this stuff. Yeah, which is where we're going to have to get the 30 energy, which is going to be a bit of a pain, I'm going to say, just to get that initial. So there are some stuff that kind of locked behind like annoying things to grab. So like getting this energy stuff unlocked, we have to get these 30, which is just kind of a pain sometimes. But we'll do it. We're out of glass as well. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. We did use a lot of light bulbs though. A little bit more light bulb usage than I would have wanted, but that's okay. We can complete this, and now we can start building genes. But that's going to have to be in the next episode. What's your problem here? Why do you got that? Don't do that. Anyways, you tried to throw out a baby. But yeah, we'll build the genes, and I know there's been some enhancements to this system as well, which I think are really good. So we'll check that out. But that's going to be in the next episode. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll catch you then. Let me know in the comments if you're still enjoying this series, if you want to see more episodes of this. I know this is a little bit of a slower series, so might not be that exciting. I don't know. We'll see. You guys let me know down below. And if so, and if this gets enough likes and views, we'll do another episode. Till then, though, take care.